little late to the game on this one, but I am starting a project pan for the year of 2017. I'm filming this on the first day of the third month, which means people that have started this challenge already have 2 full months on me, but nonetheless, I am here and I am going to use shit up. Last month in February, I did a face of the day challenge, which means that I randomly selected items from my makeup collection and put them on my face every single day and determined what I wanted to keep and what I didn't. And while I did do tremendously well in decluttering, I got rid of about half of the items that I used. But the problem is I can't really declutter the stuff I kept because I've already gone through the decluttering process. I already know that I like the things and I'm not going to toss something just for the sake of getting rid of stuff. So the only other option is to try to use it up. I don't have an official count on all the products that I'm going to use up, but I am going to be working with makeup, skincare / body care, and also fragrances. I only have 2 rules for this entire thing, one of which is 50% completion, meaning 50% of the things that I want to pan or use up are going to get used up. I am aiming for that. And the second one is I can't include throwaway items like single-use products like sheet masks, can't do that. Small sample sizes, can't do that. If they're deluxe sample sizes, that's okay. If they're full-size products, that's even better. I just kind of want to keep things honest here. Panning is pretty straightforward in things, well, in pans, you just hit the little metal circle at the bottom and boom, you're done. But I'm also going to be panning several stick products. And for me, when I pan a stick product, that means that I hit the little reservoir that the thing is sunk into. So once I completely scrape off all of this stuff and I can see the reservoir and I can't get it unless I get a lip brush, to me that is panning a stick product. Let's just roll tape and see everything that I am going to try to use up this year. This is all the makeup that I want to either hit pan on or use up by December 31st, 2017. 11:59 p.m. There's a lot here, but I have faith in myself that I'm going to be able to do at least half of this shit. Let's start with the overflowing makeup bag first. Let's do the side that is not lip products. Let's start out with the biggest category in that little pouch, and that is single shadows. The first one I have is this Prestige Total Intensity eyeshadow in the shade Hocus Pocus, and I really like this one. I've had to kind of half-assedly repress it a few times. I've definitely got my use out of it. There's a pretty significant dip in this, and I'm hoping to hit pan on this by the end of the year. I have an Urban Decay eyeshadow here. This is Baked. I have used this probably I don't know, 2-3 times, so I'm working with almost a clean slate here, and I'm hoping to hit pan on this by the end of the year. This is a ColourPop eyeshadow, and it is in the shade Snakebite. This is limited edition, so I'm going to be very sad when this leaves, but I do need to use it up because it's getting old, and this is what it looks like. I'm hoping to hit pan on this by the end of the year. The second ColourPop eyeshadow that I want to hit pan on by the end of the year is Nillionaire. This is what it looks like. The third one is the shade Coconut, and this one is a dark blue, so this one is going to be a bit of a challenge, but I'm hoping to hit pan on this by the end of the year. The last ColourPop eyeshadow I've already hit pan on. This is the shade Drift. This is a lovely cranberry color, and this is one that I know that I'm going to be using frequently, so I'm hoping to use this up by the end of the year. I have 2 MAC singles in this little palette. This first one here is Soba, and I'm hoping to use this up by the end of the year since it already has a pan spot. The other one is Woodwinked, and Woodwinked has a pretty significant dip in it, but it's not hitting pan yet, so I want to hit pan on that by the end of the year. The last single eyeshadow we have is this e.l.f. Smudge Pot, and this is in the shade Cruisin' Chic. This is a cream eyeshadow, which is a pretty ambitious thing to take on, especially for a first serious project pan. I've used this a few times, but not enough to make a dent in this, and I'm hoping to hit pan on this by the end of the year. I have 2 under eye products in this project pan. The first one is Benefit Erase Paste in the shade Medium. This is an under eye corrector, and I have a few significant gouges in here, and I'm hoping to hit pan on this by the end of the year. The other one is an under eye illuminator. This is Benefit Ula Lift, and I'm hoping to use this up by the end of the year. I have one brow product. This is the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo in dark brown. I've already hit pan on the darkest shade in here. It is a very tiny speck of pan that is not picking up on camera, but I promise it's there. And then this lighter one doesn't have pan on it at all. I want to hit pan on this by the end of the year, and I want to expand the pan on this. I'm not expecting to use this side up at all because that's just unrealistic for me, but you know, there we go. I have one base product, which is a concealer from Glossier. This is their stretch concealer in medium. This is not my shade right now, but it will be once I get a little bit more sun. There's a pretty significant dip in this, and I'm hoping to hit pan on this by the end of the year. I have 3 eyeliners, 2 of which are liquid and 1 of which is a pencil. This first one is a mini of the Marc Jacobs Blacker Highliner eyeliner. And I've used this quite a few times, but I still want to be able to use it up because it is kind of getting up there in age. This is everything that I have left, and I'm hoping to use this up by the end of the year. This first liquid liner is a Wet n Wild Mega Liner, and it looks super grody. I'm sorry about this, but this is a limited edition shade in Trim with Lace. This is a white eyeliner. I'm not expecting to use this up. I just have it in here because it's kind of getting old and I want to get some use out of it. This is just kind of a reminder to use it or lose it pretty much. So I'm going to see what I can do with this. It's mostly going to be avant-garde looks because I'm not going to wear white liquid liner every day. That is just not my style. So I'm hoping to get use out of this by the end of the year, and it's going to get tossed. I'm not expecting to hit pan on this at all or use it up. The Youngblood liquid liner in 18 karat is the exact same deal as that Wet n Wild one. I'm not looking to finish this up by the end of the year. I just want to use it. Probably going to be in more avant-garde looks, so this is going to be tossed out at the end of the year, but I just want to get some use out of it before I do that. I have 2 highlights, both of which are from Glossier. This first one here is in the shade Quartz. This is the most natural looking one on me, and this is it all the way scrolled up. I am hoping to hit pan on this by the end of the year. The second one is the shade Moonstone, and just like Quartz, I'm hoping to hit pan on this one by the end of the year, but I'm not holding my breath about it because the other one is a little bit more natural. This one's a little bit more bang. I have not 1, but 2 blushes. This first one is MAC Blush Baby. This has been in my collection for years, and you can't even see it, but there is a tiny, tiny, tiny dip in here. I'm nowhere near hitting pan. I want to hit pan on this by the end of the year because it is getting old and I need to get my use out of it. The other one is Benefit Rockateur. This is another neutral blush. I have worn off like the imprint that was in there, and I'm wearing it down a little bit, but there's no pan in here. So I'm hoping to hit pan on that by the end of the year. I have 1 bronzer in this project pan, and this is a tiny little pan of NARS Laguna bronzer that I got from Sephora a long time ago. I have hit pretty significant pan on this, so I'm hoping to use it up by the end of the year. And lastly, we have a setting powder. This is the Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder. I'm hoping to use this up by the end of the year. I don't have a way of like showing how much is gone or not because I do not like marking my products. So this will basically just be used up when it's used up. There's not really going to be many progress shots on it. The next pocket is lip products, and guys, I have a problem. I have way too many lip products, so that's why we're doing this. I'm going to start off with my only liquid lipstick in this project pan. This is Kat Von D Lolita. I got it around this time last year, so I'm hoping to use this up by the end of the year. I have 3 chubby lip pencils. This first one is a Trestique Mini Matte Lip Crayon in Chile Red. This was an Ipsy sample like a few years back. It just needs to be used up. This is everything that's left in here, and I'm hoping to use this up by the end of the year. The next one is the NARS Velvet Matte Lip Pencil in Cruella. This was a Sephora birthday gift a while ago, so it's getting old and it needs to get used up. So this is how much I have left, and I want to use this up by the end of the year. The last chubby lip pencil I have is the Nudestix Intense Matte Lip and Cheek Pencil, and this is in the shade Purity. I know that it says Virgin, but I swear to God it's Purity. And this is all that I have left. I want to use this up by the end of the year, and since this can be used as a monochromatic look with blush, lipstick, and even eye product, that's not going to be as difficult as it looks. I have 6 lipsticks. I only have 4 ColourPop lipsticks remaining out of all the ones that I bought like 2 years ago, so they are old and they need to be used up. The first one I have here is Lady, and this is kind of like purple based brick red. And I have quite a lot of this left, so I'm hoping to use this up by the end of the year. The next one is the shade Bichette. This used to be my jam back in the day, so I do have less of this than Lady, but I still have quite a bit. I'm hoping to use this up by the end of the year. Next is Parker, which is a nude shade. This one also has quite a bit left. I'm hoping to use this up by the end of the year. The last ColourPop one that I have, which is my very favorite, is Frenchie, and this is like a matte neon red. This one I've used the most out of all of them, and I'm hoping to use this up by the end of the year. I have another Sephora birthday gift. This is the Makeup Forever Natural Artist in N9. I really like this, but it is super old. And that is all I have left, so I want to use this up by the end of the year. And the last lipstick I have is the Besame Chocolate Kiss. I haven't used this a whole lot, so this is going to be a bit of a challenge to use up, but I'm hoping to at least hit pan on this by the end of the year. I have 3 lip balm sticks, and they are all the chapstick cake batter because I have a problem. So I know that it is unlikely that I'm going to use up all 3 of these, especially with all the other balms that I have. So I'm hoping to completely use up one, hit pan on another, and then make some progress with the third. These are all in various stages of use. There's a lot to do here. So this one I'm going to try to use up. This one I'm trying to hit pan on, and this one I'm just trying to make progress with. I have 4 tinted lip balms, 3 of which are from Glossier and 1 of which is from Benefit. This is Benefit Benetint. This is probably like 2 years old at this point, so it needs to go. I've used quite a lot of it, so this is all that's really left, and I'm hoping to use this up by the end of the year. This is the Glossier Generation G matte lipstick, but it's more of like a sheer matte balm, and this is in the shade Leo. This is a sheer brown nude. I've only used this a few times, so I'm hoping to hit pan on this by the end of the year. This is Glossier Zip, which is kind of like an orangey red. This one, the bullet has broken off at the base. So I'm hoping, there you go. So I'm hoping to use all of that up and maybe dig into the pan, but I do not know. I just want to use it up to some degree so I can buy a new one that doesn't do that when I roll it up. And the last one is Jam, and Jam is kind of like a dusky berry sheer tint color, so I am hoping to hit pan on this by the end of the year. I have 4 squeezy tube lip balms. I have a lot of freaking lip balms in this challenge, guys. The first one is the Jack Black Intense Therapy Lip Balm in Black Tea and Blackberry. This does have SPF in it, but it's still good into 2019, so I'm not feeling extremely rushed to finish this one up. I'd like to be able to use it up, but I will settle for progress. The next one is the Jouer Essential Lip Enhancer. I really like this one. I've made a pretty significant dip in this sucker, and I'm hoping to use this up by the end of the year because it is starting to get old. The first balm.com that we're going to be working with is the coconut one. I have used about 2/3 of it up so far. This is an all-purpose solve, so I can use it on my lips, my cuticles, rough bits, so I'm hoping to use this up by the end of the year because it's so multi-purpose. And the last one is the rosebalm.com, and that's how much progress I've made. I've made a little less progress than the coconut one, but I'm also hoping to use this one up by the end of the year. The last makeup category that we have is palettes, and yes, it is very ambitious to have 3 palettes, but the balm palettes tend to have very soft shadows and pans that are pretty small, so I'm feeling relatively confident that I'll be able to hit pan in a few shades here. The first one is the Balm Nude Tude palette, and this one, I'm really challenging myself by putting this in here, not because it's a nude palette. I'm no problem, I'll be able to use these nude shades. But this is a historically significant product for me, and if you've been here long enough, you will know that I tend to save things that have like sentimental properties to them. And this is one of the very first ones that they put out. I think I actually ordered from their first batch, and you can tell because they had to rename the shadow because that is a bad name for a shadow. But This one I'm just challenging myself on. I want to be able to hit pan in several of these shades here, which shouldn't be much of a problem because I really like this shade, that one. I'm not looking to use this one up. I'm just looking to challenge myself. But at the end of the year, since this is so old, it doesn't matter what state this is in, everything could be panned, a few shades could be used up. I'm still going to archive it because reasons. Reasons. So I'm hoping to hit pan on 4 shades, which is a third of the palette. This next one is a little discontinued one, and this is the California Driver's License Autobomb palette. And this only has 4 items in here, but it really has pretty much all you need for a face in terms of powders, minus a bronzer. It has a blush, a highlight / shadow. All of these can really be used as shadows, a matte brown, and then like a sparkly deep brown. And I'm hoping to hit pan on the highlighter and the crease shade. I'm not expecting to hit pan on this liner shade or this blush shade, but it would be really nice if I could. So I'm looking for 50% completion with this in terms of hitting pan. And lastly, we have the Rockstar Balm Jovi palette. And this one is a whole hootenanny of things. So these shadows are probably going to be the ones that I focus on the most because I'm probably not going to reach for these very often. I may use these on my cheeks if they don't break me out, who knows. I am looking to hit pan on 4 eyeshadows in here, so that would also be like 1/3 completion. Adagio and Allegro are kind of shoo-ins for the ones that I'm going to get, but I'm probably also going to maybe hit pan in Iron Maiden and Alice Copper, but I do want to play with all the shades in here. The last kind of like broad category is non-makeup cosmetics. So this is hair care, skincare, even some perfumes are thrown in here. Let's start out with my perfumes. This first one here is the Balenciaga Rosa Botanica Rollerball. And this is just a really lovely fragrance. It's very kind of sharp, but floral. It's very, very strong, but I do like it. There's a meniscus in between these 2 lines here, so that's how the progress that I made on this. I'd like to use this up by the end of the year because I have this and I also have a tiny bottle of this, and there's really no point in me having both of them. And the other fragrance is this little sample of the Dior Addict to Life, which unfortunately they don't even make anymore. So I want to use this up before it goes bad. Like, the packaging is busted as fuck. I've just had this for a long time. So the progress that I have on this is right in between the 2 Ds. So I made pretty decent amount of progress, like probably about 2/3 of this remains. I'm gonna be sad when I use this up, but it's for the best. So I want to use this up by the end of the year. I have 2 hair care items. This first one is from Way, and this is their treatment mask. This is a hair mask, and this is a deluxe sample size. I want to use this up by the end of the year. This next one looks kind of like a bar of soap, but I promise you it's not. It is a Lush shampoo bar, and this is in the shade, not the shade, wow. This one is in the Lullaby variety, which is very, very lavendery, hence the name. And these things are good for up to 80 washes, so I'm probably not going to finish this up by the end of the year, but I would like to make some pretty significant progress on this. I have one last kind of body care thing. This here is the Whoosh Shower Jelly from Lush, and this is my favorite shower jelly they make so far. This is pretty close to being done. I'd say that maybe there's about 1/3 of it left in here. I'm just including this in here so I get a little bit of satisfaction from when I use it up. I'm not really gonna have much of an issue doing that, but I do have 2 other shower jellies that are nearing their expiration or that are kind of past their expiration date other than this one, so I'm just trying to get this one out so I can substitute the other one in and just get to using all that stuff up. So this one I'm hoping to finish by the end of the year, but preferably sooner. I have quite a few masks that I want to get through. This first one here is from Derma E. I actually have 2 of these. This is the opened one. This is their purifying 2-in-1 charcoal mask. I've already used one of these up, so I know that I'll be able to do it. I like this one because it's clarifying and it's also exfoliating. I've squeezed all of the air out of this. This is what it looks like, and I'm hoping to use this by the end of the year. I have this deluxe sample size of the Clarisy Sea Salt Solution Face Deep Pore Detox Activated Charcoal Exfoliating Mask, and this is actually a powder. So you mix this with water or like serum or whatever have you, and you apply it like a regular detoxing mask. And I'm hoping to use this one up by the end of the year. I have an overnight mask. This is the Laneige water sleeping mask, and you apply this at night, kind of like a night cream, and it does its work for you. I've made some pretty decent progress on this, but I'd like to be able to use it up by the end of the year. I have another hydrating mask. This is the Glossier Moisturizing Moon Mask. This thing is amazing after you get a sunburn. It's just so cooling, and I've made some pretty good progress on this. There's probably around 2/3 of it remaining. I want to use this up by the end of the year. And the last mask is another Glossier one. This is their Mega Greens Galaxy mask. This is their detoxifying one, and I've got probably maybe 1/3 of this left. I made some pretty good progress, and I want to use this up by the end of the year. I have 2 facial moisturizers that I want to use. This first one here is the Perlice Blue Lotus Balancing Moisturizer. I haven't used this at all. This is a deluxe sample size, so I'm hoping to use this up by the end of the year. The other one is the Murad Essential C Daily Moisture Broad Spectrum SPF 30 PA+++. This is kind of like a brightening one that's also a moisturizer and a SPF, so I'm hoping to use this one up by the end of the year. This one is also a deluxe sample size, and I have squeezed out all the excess air in here, and that's the progress that I've made. I have one eye cream. This is the Derma-E Firming Derma-E or DMAE Eye Lift, and I squeezed out all the product. This is all that's left. I want to use this up by the end of the year. I have a facial mist. This is the Glossier Soothing Face Mist Rosewater Spray. I'd say that there's probably like 25% of this still remaining. I want to use this up by the end of the year. And lastly, we have another Glossier product. This one's kind of a shoo-in because I go through these like water, but I do have like 2 extra backups of the Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser, and I just want to throw this one in here and use it up so I can pat myself on the back and also blow through all of my backups before I have to buy another one. And that is it. I am trying to pan this many items. Granted, there probably will be more added in over time as I, use things up, but only time will tell. I'm looking forward to using up this product and showing you what I've done. See you guys later. Bye.